The air in the corporate ballroom was thick with the clink of champagne glasses and the hum of self-congratulatory chatter. The annual company gala at Pinnacle Analytics, a prestigious data firm in downtown Chicago, was in full swing. Crystal chandeliers cast a warm glow over executives in tailored suits and glittering gowns, their laughter mingling with the soft jazz drifting from a live band. Marcus Williams, a 34-year-old senior analyst, stood near the bar, nursing a ginger ale. His sharp navy suit was impeccable, but he kept to the edges of the room, observing rather than participating in the corporate pageantry. Marcus, a single father to his 8-year-old daughter, Maya, had worked at Pinnacle for 5 years, earning a reputation for meticulous reports and quiet professionalism. His colleagues respected him, but he'd long noticed the subtle undercurrents of prejudice from certain higher-ups, particularly Victoria Reynolds, the company's chief operating officer. Tonight, though, his focus wasn't on office politics. It was on getting home to Maya, who was staying with his sister, Tasha, for the evening. As the party wound down, Marcus noticed Victoria at a corner table, her usually polished demeanor unraveling. Her auburn hair was slightly disheveled, her glass of Pinot Grigio trembling in her hand. She'd had too much to drink, her laughter loud and unsteady. When she stumbled toward the restroom, Marcus sighed. He'd seen this before, executives letting loose at company events, only to regret it later. Out of a sense of duty, he followed at a distance, ensuring she was safe in the marble-tiled bathroom. He found her slumped against the wall, mascara-streaked tears on her face. "Ms. Reynolds, are you okay?" he asked, keeping his tone neutral. She waved him off, slurring. "Just leave me alone, Marcus. I'm fine." "You're not fine," he said firmly. "Let me get you home safely." He'd driven colleagues home before, always with care, always with witnesses. As a black man navigating corporate America, Marcus knew the importance of protecting himself. He pulled out his phone, discreetly starting a voice memo as he helped her to her feet. "I'm taking you home, Ms. Reynolds. Do you have your address?" She mumbled it, and Marcus guided her to his car, a modest but well-maintained sedan. He texted Tasha to let her know he'd be late, then drove Victoria to her upscale condo in Lincoln Park. The doorman, a middle-aged man named Carlos, helped him get her to her apartment. Marcus left her on her couch, fully clothed, with a glass of water and a note. "Ms. Reynolds, I drove you home safely. You were intoxicated. Please call if you need anything. Marcus." He recorded the interaction on his phone's camera, noting the time and Carlos's presence, then left. The next morning, Marcus arrived at Pinnacle's sleek 30th floor office, his desk organized with military precision, a habit from his 4 years in the Army. He was reviewing a data set when Victoria stormed in, her tailored cream blazer and cold blue eyes a stark contrast to her disarray the previous night. She clutched her phone, her manicured nails tapping the screen with purpose. "Did you really think I wouldn't find out?" Her voice sliced through the quiet office, drawing curious glances from nearby cubicles. She held up her phone, displaying a photo of herself lying in bed, her blouse slightly unbuttoned, looking vulnerable. "A man like you in my house, taking advantage of me when I was drunk." Marcus remained seated, his dark eyes steady. He'd anticipated this. Victoria had always treated him with a veneer of civility, but her microaggressions, condescending remarks about his impressive rise from humble beginnings, extra scrutiny of his work, dismissive glances in meetings, hadn't gone unnoticed. He documented them all, a habit born from years in foster care after losing his mother at 12, honed by military discipline and a master's degree in information systems. "Ms. Reynolds," he said calmly, "you were extremely intoxicated last night. I drove you home to ensure your safety, as any decent person would. The doorman was there. I left you on your couch and didn't enter your bedroom." Victoria's lips curled into a dismissive smirk. How convenient. The noble employee helping his drunk boss. We all know what men like you do when you think no one's watching. The insinuation stung, but Marcus kept his composure. He'd faced this kind of veiled racism before. Social workers assuming he'd fail, officers questioning his leadership, professors surprised by his academic success. "There's a misunderstanding here," he said, his voice low but firm. "I acted with respect. No misunderstanding." Victoria snapped, leaning forward, her perfume sharp and expensive. "You invaded my privacy, embarrassed me, and now you'll pay for it. I'm considering reporting this as sexual harassment. It's your word against mine, Marcus. Who do you think they'll believe?" The silence was suffocating. Marcus studied her, noting the calculated gleam in her eyes. She was savoring this, her power, her control. But she didn't know he'd recorded every moment of the previous night, from her drunken tears to her safe delivery home. Nor did she know about the years he'd spent documenting her subtle biases, her unfair treatment of minority employees, her whispered comments in boardrooms. "What if I told you I have proof nothing inappropriate happened?" Marcus asked softly. Victoria laughed, a sharp, condescending sound. "Proof? What could a man in your position have against someone like me?" Marcus smiled, a quiet, knowing smile that held years of patience and strategy. He thought of Maya, waiting at home with her gap-toothed grin, asking him to read her favorite book before bed. He thought of the injustices he'd faced, the ones Maya would face if he didn't act. Victoria had underestimated him, and that was her fatal mistake. That be why Monday, Victoria's version of events had spread like wildfire. Marcus arrived at the office to find colleagues avoiding his gaze, their whispers trailing him like shadows. At 9:15, Jennifer from HR appeared at his cubicle, her expression tight. "Marcus, we need to talk. There's been a formal complaint." In the HR conference room, Victoria sat flanked by two company lawyers, her posture regal, her smile predatory.